Now at 10, Southwest Missouri residents attending the Chiefs Parade recount the chaos during the mass shooting. Plus, Jasper County, Missouri officials announced the results of a broadband study in the area. And an animal testing laboratory becomes a new humane home for nearly 200 dogs and cats.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Police say deadly gun violence during the Kansas City Chiefs victory rally appears to have been sparked by a dispute. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Lisa Lopez Galvin, a 43-year-old mother of 2 and popular radio DJ, was killed in that shooting. More than 20 other people were injured, most of them shot, including nearly a dozen children. As of this evening, 2 juveniles remain in custody in that case. An adult has been released. Authorities want to speak with people who were in the area about what they saw and are urging them to share any cell phone video they might have. Some 4-staters who were among the crowd who witnessed yesterday's tragedy in Kansas City are home now talking about it. KOAM's Fernandez Silva spoke to 2 of them who shared what they saw, heard, and felt.
Never thought a situation like this would ever happen, so that I would be a part of. So I don't know how I'm going to process the next couple of days, because the part that really rubs me wrong is that he touched me and I was there. I mean, he was right there. Like, all the what ifs go through my head.
He, according to Webb City resident Tara Yariane, is one of the suspects of being involved in the Chiefs Super Bowl parade shooting. She recalls the scary moments she lived alongside friends.
We started to walk, and then we hear this boom, 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 boom. And my friend's daughter was walking next to me, and she looked at me, and she's like, was that gunshots? 30 seconds, it just wasn't very long afterwards. We hear this, move, 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 move. And then he ran into me, and I was like, ow. And then next thing I know, he was on the ground right in front of me by a police officer and by another just normal person tackled him.
Another 4 states resident, Daniel Ledoux, says he was only 50 yards from where the shooting happened.
Next thing I know, I'm watching paramedics, police, EMTs, and local security just taking off, running off to our left.
Ledoux took shelter inside the Union Station and then was moved to a parking garage.
Everybody's getting phone calls from family. Hey, I know you're there. You okay? This is what we're hearing on the news. Our cell service was pretty bad, but people are trying to figure out what's going on.
But figuring out what happened was and still is a process.
Pulled into the church parking lot. As I started walking to church, I relaxed, and that's when the eyes started leaking. That's when reality hit and going, yeah, it did happen.
While dealing with emotions, they hope for a better future.
Hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year. Full confidence. The security next year at the parade is going to be so much different, and I'll be glad it's there after this.
I'm just very thankful that my son didn't witness, my 9-year-old son didn't witness any of this. I don't want to be locked up in the house for the rest of my life. We want to be able to go out and do things and do these kind of things and celebrate our Chiefs and, all the things.
In Joplin, Fernandez Silva, KOAM News.
Ledoux highlighted the bravery of law enforcement who were working in Kansas City. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
All right, so temperatures are cooling off, sitting in the lower 40s across the area, and it's going to continue to drop. As we move into the weekend, we see some clouds already start to make their way through the area, with some overnight showers start to make their way in after midnight. Along with this system just east of Denver making its way into our area Friday morning, coming a little bit later around 5 to 6 a.m. we'll see some showers pick up, and then we can expect to see temperatures drop after that wintry mix comes through, leading us to have a chilly Saturday with wind chill values in the single digits. But then we'll also have a sunny weekend. So although it's going to get cold and maybe a little snowy tomorrow, we're going to have a nice sunny weekend. And I'll have more details for you up next.
All right, we'll see you soon. Jasper County officials today announced the completion of a broadband feasibility study. That study found 5,700 homes and businesses in the county have slow broadband speeds. It also shows many residents are unhappy with the speeds, reliability, and cost of their internet connectivity. Officials say fixing this problem is a top priority.
This is mostly in the rural areas, but it does affect, there's a lot of businesses in the rural areas as well, and so the county's really trying to make sure that they can do whatever they can to get as much access of broadband to everyone across the county.
County officials are also looking into grants to help speed up connectivity. Ascension plans to transfer ownership of Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh to Mercy. A statement released by Mercy says Ascension and Mercy have entered into an ownership agreement. It's not yet clear how this transition would affect employment within the facility or exactly when the transition will be complete in full. Pittsburgh City Manager Darren Hall and Pittsburgh residents spoke to us about how they feel this transition could affect their community.
I think it's an exciting time. I have a lot of faith in Mercy. I appreciate what Ascension Via Christi's done over the years, and it does look like a growth opportunity to some extent.
My doctor wasn't allowed to work at Via Christi before, and now she will be because she's a Mercy doctor.
Mercy released a statement stating, quote, "We've been impressed with the care Via Christi has provided Pittsburgh for years, and we want to continue that long legacy of Catholic health care. We're 100% committed to caring for Pittsburgh and all of Southeast Kansas for years to come." A rescue organization says about 200 dogs and cats in Nowata County, Oklahoma have been purchased from an animal testing facility. Reporter Jaden Brandon talks to the founder of the Beagle Freedom Project to learn more.
Across 30 acres in Nowata County, there are dozens of dogs and cats who used to be used for research.
So the testing that has been done at this facility is toxicity testing for flea and tick medications for dogs and cats.
But now, Shannon Keith hopes to give the animals a second chance by turning the facility into a sanctuary.
They've never known a toy, they've never known a treat, they really don't know anything, and so it's a matter of teaching them the comforts and the love that we're used to giving to our dogs at home. Same thing with our cats. So it's so exciting that finally today we're able to give them all the love in the world.
Keith is the president and founder of the Beagle Freedom Project, a national organization which has rescued animals from testing facilities for 14 years. She says the organization worked with the lab's owner to buy the property and take custody of the animals.
So we've built up a relationship with him for many years now, and we had a discussion, and I talked about how, testing wasn't necessary anymore.
The research facility was all perfectly legal. Reiner and Associates was licensed and inspected by the United States Department of Agriculture from 2014 until September of last year. A report in 2017 found a systemic failure to document medical treatment, and more recent reports say there were injured dogs and cats that weren't receiving medical care and excessive accumulation of feces. But now, the owners have a new focus.
We want to see beautiful living enclosures, and the animals aren't going to live here forever. This will be a safe, soft landing spot where they can take their first steps of freedom.
Reiner and Associates said it's working with the organization and has for several years. It said it donated the animals to Beagle Freedom Project when the organization bought the property. The president of the research company said both organizations were interested in the welfare of the animals, just in different ways. Coming up, a Kansas nonprofit pays tribute to a jazz hero. Plus, Carl Junction takes on Ozark in one of the last high school games of the season. John's going to have highlights from tonight's matchup. The Lowell Milken Center for Unsung Heroes in Fort Scott held a presentation about jazz musician James Reese Europe, the latest figure recognized by the nonprofit. Lem Shepard, renowned musician and historian, played jazz, ragtime, and the blues and discussed some American music history.
Thinking I was going to find maybe 10 or 15 things to say, but I found a way to search the newspapers, and because quite a bit of it was written in newspapers. I was surprised to see how much was written in newspapers and then how many newspapers there were.
That presentation was funded by a Humanities Kansas grant. Valentine's Day is behind us, but for one Oklahoma couple, the day is going to always have a special meaning. Yesterday, they celebrated 60 years of marriage, and the elementary school where they met and currently work helped to make their milestone one to remember. Audrey Goodson reports.
We moved down the road, And I got on the school bus one morning, and there he sat. So I sat down beside him. Besides, he was really neat. I mean, his mom had him clean. He had on white jeans that were creased.
It's a 60-year journey that's brought them to Ralph Downs Elementary School.
Mr. and Mrs. Lee are like the grandparents of the school.
Emma is a longtime teacher's assistant, and Gerald is the crossing guard.
We've always been Putnam City people.
The pair was surprised with cake and dozens of family and friends to celebrate 60 years.
Oh my gosh, I was so surprised. I would have never thought that a workplace would do that for just someone who works here.
The couple says the keys to a happy marriage?
We like one another. If you're going to be married, you better like your partner. And we really like one another. And he makes me laugh. He makes me laugh.
And the couple says now they're looking forward to their 75th anniversary.
He was just meant for me. That's what I'm going to say.
Wow, our congratulations, and here's to another 60 years together. A little bit later, OKC maintains their hold at the top of the Western Conference. John's going to have details in tonight's Thursday Night Thunder.
And up next, we'll talk about the winter system that we have moving in tomorrow morning.
Home store.
So temperatures have dropped as we move into the evening hours, looking ahead to see possibly some snow in the forecast. Right now, taking a look outside at our Cornell Complex downtown Joplin camera, we see the clouds have already started to roll in, and as we move into the overnight hours, we're going to see some pop-up showers come up from low-level lift. And just behind that, a cold front moving in. Right now, it's just east of Denver, making its way into our area in the morning hours on Friday. Clouds do start to pick up. 10 p.m. we're going to see some more clouds move in, and then we'll go into complete overcast by midnight. Temperatures drop down to 44 degrees, and in the morning we're going to get to 38 as our all-time low for the night. And then we'll continue in. We'll see these wind gusts pick up, and then gusting upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour. So pretty fast winds associated with that cold front. Then they will start to taper off. Still pretty fast wind gusts up to 20, 22 miles per hour. Not as fast as what we are seeing on Friday. Then we'll start the morning with some showers, and we'll move into a wintry mix with some snow and possibly some sleet. Now the snow is not going to stick anywhere, but that sleet could cause some slick patches. Temperatures are going to continue to drop, starting off at 44, 45 degrees in the morning. They're just going to get colder as we move through the day. So we're in for a pretty cold couple of days. We're going to take a look. So this is where the showers come in after midnight. These are just some little pop-up showers ahead of that cold front, not associated with the cold front. Then we'll start to see the snow move in. Around 8 a.m. it starts to make its way into our area, just clipping us in our north and northeastern counties with rain in the south. And then we'll see a bit of a winter mix with rain, snow, and possibly some sleet in there in some of our eastern counties as that snow starts to taper off to the east. Then these temperatures do continue to drop. And for our overnight low on Friday, we're getting down to 22 degrees. So below freezing. If there's any rain still on the ground, it could freeze over and cause some issues on Saturday. The clouds do start to dissipate as we move into the evening hours, clearing, and we're going to see clear skies for the remainder of the weekend. Now, you don't expect to see much snow associated with this light snow showers, just 1/10 of an inch, if that. So it's not going to stick to many of the areas, possibly some grassy surfaces. Saturday, we are going to see some pretty low wind chill values in the single digits, 3 degrees in Joplin, 4 in Baxter Springs. So really cold temperatures, and then these wind chill values are bringing it down to the single digits again. I know we had this a few weeks ago with that Arctic front, so we're getting another little taste of that before we start to warm up again moving into next week. Sun comes back out Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures warm back up to the upper 50s by Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see these temperatures warm back up. We're on a warming trend. 67 on Tuesday, 73 on Wednesday, just in time for some more showers early Thursday morning.
We can get through the cooler, we can get through the showers, because we know that it'll be warmer and it'll be sunnier sometime.
5 days of sunshine and warmer temperatures. I'm ready for it.
Well, y'all are. Thanks, Lindsay. A new type of therapy is helping veterans with PTSD reduce suicidal thoughts. Researchers at Ohio State University say patients who tried crisis response planning saw a significant drop in suicidal thoughts and attempts. The treatment involves 30-minute sessions where a patient and clinician identify the patient's warning signs and try different strategies to cope with emotional distress. UC Riverside researchers have discovered a new way our lungs help protect our bodies from bacteria. Scientists have long thought the fluid-filled sac around the lungs exists to help protect them from damage, but they now know it also contains virus-eating cells that are released into the lungs when we get an infection, helping reduce inflammation. And 2 new studies show that women who get persistent migraines, hot flashes, and night sweats could be at greater risk of heart disease and stroke. The studies published in Menopause show that the risk is only higher for women who had those symptoms over many years. Doctors say more sleep, exercise, and eating healthy can reduce that risk. Still ahead, the latest edition of Thunder Thursday brings you up to speed on all things OKC and highlights from tonight's homecoming doubleheader between Carl Junction and Ozark. John Dales has that and more. It's up next in sports.
It's Thursday night again here in the 4 states. That means it's time to talk Thunder basketball. OKC still hanging around the top of the Western Conference in second place, but there are 4 teams within a couple of games of first place. Now right now, the Thunder are enjoying an extended break, which you typically don't see during the middle of the regular season in the NBA. They last played on Tuesday. Their next game isn't until next Thursday. Last time out, though, the Thunder beat the Magic by 14 for their 2nd win in a row and 5th victory in the last 7 contests. Once OKC wraps up this rest period, it plays 3 games in 4 days, the second of which you can watch on the 4-state CW. That's next Friday's game against the Wizards at Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7. In contrast with the Thunder, the Wizards are in the midst of a brutal season. They're 9-45, which is 2nd worst in the NBA. Over to high school basketball in the 4 states. We're 2 weeks away from district tournament time in Missouri. Carl Junction hoping to finish strong. The Bulldogs' penultimate home game of the regular season is tonight against Ozark. Carl Junction girls basketball hosts Ozark on homecoming. This one was back and forth all night. We pick it up at the end of the 3rd quarter. Carl Junction up 3. Sydney Hampton open from the top of the key, drains it at the buzzer, and that'd be foreshadowing. In the 4th now, CJ goes inside to Kylie Scott. She turns around and scores, put the Lady Bulldogs up 2. Couple possessions later, Desi Williams with the rejection. Lady Bulldogs back on offense. Scott turns around and scores. She would also pick up her 1,000th career rebound in her high school career in this one. Work still to be done though. Williams drives inside, hits the layup to put CJ on top with 3.5 to play. Final seconds, Carl Junction up 1. Ozark's first shot misses. Still some time left though. Second one misses as well, but the 3rd at the buzzer is good. Hampton again. The refs would discuss it and say she did get the shot off in time. Ozark stuns Carl Junction 46-45 on homecoming. Carl Junction boys basketball hoping to avenge the loss in the girls game. Ozark starts out hot though. Hudson Roberts pokes the ball free. He can't finish the layup on the first try, gets his own miss though, and finishes to put the Tigers up 4. Carl Junction responds. Jed Hokut finds Cooper Videz in the corner. He hits the 3. CJ clawing its way back into it. Next possession, Videz again on the catch and shoot again, this time from the other corner. That's good from long range as well. Bulldogs up by 2. But Ozark loves to get out in transition off another steal. 6'4", Jake Garner rises up for the two-handed slam. Tigers up 9 in the 2nd quarter. Carl Junction battles back all game though, never goes away. Hokut on the steal, finishes in transition plus the foul. The Bulldogs tied at 61 in the final seconds. Their game-winning shot attempt just rolls off the rim, and Ozark wins 64-62. Wow. On homecoming night, that's about as close as you can get to getting 2 wins and coming up short in both of them.
Yeah, some great games, entertainment. Yeah, too bad for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back. Crowder College today celebrated the end of its Love of Literacy book drive. From the middle of January until yesterday, Valentine's Day, the college's Adult Education and Literacy Center collected books designed for kids ages 7 and under. And today, they distributed those books to area families. They also had crafts, snacks, and prizes at the distribution event.
We just want them to be engaged with looking at all of the book selections and just choosing some books that they're drawn to and that they would want to experience. And also with the celebrity readers, to be able to just listen to the books and how dynamic the stories are and then just enjoy books from a very young age.
Head Start and Early Head Start, Crowder College Lee Library, and Newton County Libraries all helped with that event. Boy, if you can nurture a love for books in a child, you've given that child a gift for a lifetime. Well done. The weather looking a little bit dreary for the next couple of days.
Unfortunately, we do have some snow coming in just in our northern counties. The rest of us will deal with rain and possibly a sleet mix. But then we'll have a warming trend, a few days of sunny skies and getting up to 73 degrees by Wednesday.
Yeah, it'll be looking better and feeling better pretty soon.
Definitely.
Final sports note.
Another big high school basketball game tomorrow night. That's Webb City against Nixa in Webb City. Both of those teams have been undefeated in COC play so far, but only one will be able to say that tomorrow night.
Wow, that could be a good game. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Closed caption.